On today's video, we're gonna make ultra luxury coffee ice cream that matches Haagen Dazs' own. Actually, it's better. There's a few ingredients to it, but it is pretty simple. Yes, you can make this in a Ninja Creamy. Let's get started. So what are we going to need for this ice cream? Well, we are going to just make this a cold process, apart from the coffee, obviously, that's going to be hot. But we're going to use guar, or guar as I like to say, because that's a cold process stabilizer. And it's hot enough as it is. I don't need to turn the oven. I don't need to turn any other heat sources on in the house right now. So let's get everything in. We need 135 grams of milk, 450 grams of cream. We're gonna need 175 grams of espresso. So that's there. I use Nespresso pods. It's 4 of those to get that weight. You might have to change it depending on what one you got, but irrelevant. But before we add that, we're gonna add the rest of the ingredients. So we need 130 grams of sugar. We need 40 grams of dextrose, 65 grams of skimmed milk powder, tablespoon skimmed milk powder in a small, smack, in a little Tupperware, and we're going to add in our 1 gram of guar gum. Into that, we're then going to add our 1 gram of pink Himalayan salt. Just combine that together. If you don't want to use a stabilizer, do use the salt. Put that in there and stir. We need to stir this to dissolve the sugars into our liquid. As it's quite a high fat recipe, it might take a minute or 2 of stirring, but it will. And also this allows for the milk powder to hydrate properly. But we're going to leave this in the fridge for about an hour, just to make sure that milk powder completely hydrates. Right, now while we're stirring, we're going to add in our coffee. If you're unsure if your sugar has dissolved, just take a spoon and just run it along the bottom and you will feel the sugar crystals if it's in there. Quick test. Delicious. Lid on. In the fridge for 1 hour. Quick tidy up, and then I'll come back in an hour when we're ready to churn. So after your mix has been in the fridge for an hour, making sure that skim milk powder is fully hydrated, we're going to take it out and give it one final stir. We just want to make sure that everything is completely homogenized. We want all of those ingredients to go into our ice cream machine. Always stir your base before you put it in, because you might have a skin or a layer on the top and that needs to be reincorporated before you put it in your ice cream machine. I've seen so many people just pour it in and you get these horrible lumps in your ice cream, so don't do that. Anyway, let's pour our ice cream into our machine and get that machine running. After about 15 to 20 minutes, depending on your machine, it should be ready. I like to take it out so it's nice and easy to scoop. Get it in your container, get that decorated with a few chocolate covered coffee beans. We're going to pop it straight in the freezer and let it harden off for a few hours. It's been about 4 or 5 hours. Taking it out of the freezer now, it feels about right. Have a look at the surface of that. Lovely multicolored coffee beans. We're gonna get some dished up into a bowl, so let's have a look and see what this consistency turned out like. It scoops beautifully. Look how creamy and delicious that looks. The smell of that strong coffee coming out. Oh, I'm really looking forward to having this one. A few more chocolate covered coffee beans to finish, and let's try it. So there we go, my version of Haagen Dazs coffee ice cream, decorated with some chocolate covered coffee beans. They're called espresso beans, but you know. It smells delicious, super creamy, ultra smooth, real coffee flavor. That's the big standout. Haagen Dazs coffee ice cream has got a real coffee flavor. Whether they actually use coffee itself or they've got some other means to do it, I couldn't tell you. But this beats Haagen Dazs coffee ice cream, hands down. Glorious. Could eat this all day. I've already eaten a bowl of Biscoff ice cream from the Creamy this morning, from filming multiples on one day. But incredibly good coffee ice cream. Like I said, super smooth, no ice crystals, really nice pungent coffee flavor, real coffee flavor. You don't have to use the pods. That's just what I use because I've got it here. You can brew up filter coffee, whatever coffee you want to use, just make sure it's strong. You want that, as much coffee flavor in that amount of liquid as you can. But there we go, Haagen Dazs remake. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.